My name is Victoria Hayward, and I'm an outfielder, and this is my 12th year on the national team. I'd gone to try out for the junior national team. They were taking a team to the Czech Republic, and I was 16, and I actually ended up not making the team, but they invited me to the senior team tryout, and I made the team. So I was 16, I was the youngest person ever named to the team, and my softball career just kind of exploded from there. I was surrounded by people who were twice my age and just overwhelmed with the knowledge and the maturity of everyone around me, and was just treading water just to stay afloat. But as I kind of grew up, I recognized how influential those years were and how it really forced me to grow up. And I think as I went through college and became a leader on the team, just all those experiences really came to transform who I was as a player. At a young age, the sacrifices were small. They were dances at school, hanging out with friends. Every summer I'd be traveling with the national team, so didn't have any internships or opportunities. I always worked during the year, but kind of, what do you have on your resume? Well, I have been an awesome softball player, if that holds weight with you. And then as I got older, it started to be weddings and more formal events and just missing out on some of the social experiences growing up. But I was always willing to do it because I love being with my team and traveling the world and doing what we love. Growing up, my life definitely revolved around softball, and so did my family's. We would drive down to tournaments, we would be managing homework, all of those things, traveling, and then I started to go on my own. So I definitely spent more summers and weeks and months away from my family when I was 16, 17, 18, and then throughout college that was a little bit more normal, but I never was able to go home and spend time with family, and just anytime they saw me was on a ball field. So that was definitely a little bit challenging. Just it was a year-round thing all the time. And they started to just, it was, oh, where's Victoria? Oh, she's at the softball field, or oh, she's at a tournament. And so I wasn't always there for everything, but they knew it was important to me and they would support me through it no matter what. Getting a real job was never really an option. So after I graduated, I pursued a master's degree in business administration, and so I was always doing coaching while supporting myself through school while playing for the national team. So there was always a work, school, softball balance, and so I'm not a great juggler physically. I'm good at juggling things in real life, but it was always, you were never going to get the best out of each thing. If one thing was going really well, it probably meant that another thing was falling. So for me, it was, a part of that had to be the career. Softball was really important, and I wasn't willing to give up my career to pursue what some of my peers would have called a normal job. So some people really appreciated that and the drive and how it made me a better person and a more well-rounded. I was able to relate really closely with the athletes that I was coaching, and it also held me back from a lot of opportunities because people wanted me to be there all the time, and that's just, I wasn't able to give that up. I know that everything that I have in my life is due to me being on the team. Every opportunity I've had, every relationship is like a direct consequence of my involvement with the team.
Give you a minute.
Yep. Having 20 people on this journey with you, experiencing like all the highs and lows alongside you, some even more dramatic, just with families and leaving kids at home and all of that. It's so easy to relate, and it just brings you so much closer when everyone's sacrificing something, and a lot of people's sacrifices are very similar to you. So I think it's just an opportunity for us to come together and be vulnerable and share that and have it bring us closer together and just motivate us even more to be better on the softball field. Every life decision that I've made in the past 12 years has gone through the heads of at least 7 different teammates. Just every summer, the summer kind of marks a very transitional point in every year in terms of coaching jobs and decisions to move and training decisions, and I value the opinion of my teammates as much as I value the opinion of my family. So they've been huge for me in terms of making decisions towards this Olympic journey and just what's best for me as a softball player and as an individual. So they've definitely stepped up for me in big times. My mom has always been a huge role model for me, just my family in general, but my mom was a female executive in a predominantly male boardroom, working really hard to prove that she belonged there. And so I've seen a lot of similarities with that in my life, and just her ability to push through whatever gender barrier there was and be able to prove herself and that she belonged, and she's such a strong person for it. So I've really looked up to her, and she's helped me become the person that I am. There were so many times where I thought about what I should be doing, or just the sequential steps of life that a stereotypical person my age should be doing. Should I be married? Should I be thinking about kids? Should I be owning a house? All of those things. And softball has kind of always gotten in the way of those things, which I'm thankful for, obviously, but not everyone views it the same way. So when people are sitting at a table like, oh, well, what are you doing in your life? It's like, well, Victoria's still playing softball. We're still doing it. So I would just tell myself to not worry about those things and just follow your passion, and everything will fall into place. I love that we live in a world where female role models are so much more accessible. And they're tangible, and you can see them, and you can see them perform, you can see them on TV, all of those things. It wasn't always like that growing up, so I love the fact that somebody can turn on the TV or come to a professional game of ours or come watch us as a national team and see someone like them living out their dream. So I carry with that huge honor, and always try to make those connections and meet kids and take photos whenever they want, and be able to connect with them through social media or real life, and just make that connection that I didn't always have when I was a kid. The love for sport is there. People love competition, and they love athletes. They love male athletes. They love the MLB. They love professional soccer players. They love all of that. And I think we're just as awesome. I mean, why wouldn't they love us? We're multidimensional, we're smart, we carry careers, and we do this. And it's just, I think that we put out a product or a show that's super entertaining and awesome, and captivates young kids, and people love it. And I think it's just a matter of time before more people are realizing that it's a sport that's on caliber with every sport that fans traditionally love and support, both financially and just through watching. We're a group of strong women that have made a lot of sacrifices and are at a lot of different places in our lives, and I think that speaks to how important sport is to all of us and how important this is. And all of us have sacrificed so much that we're willing to put our lives on hold, put all of these things on hold, because it really matters to us. And I think beyond, when we're done playing, I think every single one of us would stand up for what we think is right and what we think these athletes deserve. We're so grateful for the support that we do get, but I think when people see the work that goes in and what we can accomplish as a team, I'm hoping that pushes the needle further in terms of what softball players and what the sport and what women in sport deserve.